God bless you. We are elated and excited about this 95th year of celebrating our church, 95 years in the metropolitan community. We ministered in Prince George's County in Washington, D.C., and over 95 years, two pastors, Dr. McIntyre, 61 years, and I've been for 35. It's really been a joy, it's been a blessing, and we've been able to touch so many lives, almost 100 years. And so we're thankful to those who have made Meridian Hill a great church in the metropolitan community. I've been affiliated with Meridian Hill ever since I was a student at Howard. Into my second year at Howard Divinity School, I worked under the leadership of Dr. Roosevelt McIntyre, and upon graduating from Howard, I went back to the Midwest. In 1989, I was called. In 90, I was called to Meridian Hill Baptist Church as a senior pastor. I was 29 years old.
Okay, I'm Reverend James Richardson, assistant to Pastor Cage. I remember coming to the church in 1991, joined the church in 91 after attending a prayer breakfast. The young man preached so much that I received, I went upstairs and asked Mr. Vincentos, who was the superintendent of the school. I told him I wanted to join the church, and I joined that following Sunday.
I joined Meridian Hill exactly 1 month after I got married because it was my husband's home church, and that was 68 years ago.
Hi, my name is Casey Cage, and I've been a member at Meridian Hill since I was born.
My name is Deacon Willie Seward. Came to Meridian Hill by way of Ontario Road. I was just a couple of doors down from the church. Had a house down the street, so we passed by the church on Sundays, and such a big crowd was at the church. So my wife, we had one baby at that time, so she kept going. Then I came in.
My name is Claudia Armstrong. I joined the Meridian Hill Baptist Church family in 1989 when I was a child. Some of my earliest memories as a member of Meridian Hill Baptist Church are actually new members class. I was one of 2 children, the other child being my brother David, in the new members class. Very young, really didn't understand what they were talking about in the class, just knew that I was there and that my mother wanted me to be there. So,
hi, my name is Cindy Blair. I came to Meridian Hill, I think a year after they moved up to 16th Street. Actually, coming into the city, looking for my dormitory, which was named Meridian Hill, and it was on 16th Street. So about 6 months later, I walked back up the street to the church, joined the church 3 weeks later, and I've been there ever since.
I joined in 1959 at an early age. My earliest memory were going to Sunday school, junior church, and church. When we were in church and sitting in the balcony, we would sneak and eat candy. But don't let my mom know, she'll kill me.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Vanessa Richardson. When I first joined Meridian Hill, my name was Vanessa McKinney. It was 1972. So I've been at Meridian Hill 51 years.
First, I want to thank God. I thank my grandmother and my mother for dragging me and my brother to church when we really didn't have sense enough to know where we were going. I want to say it had to be like 55 or something like that. I knew I was in what they call Bible school, and came up in the church in that junior church.
and then regular church.
Okay, hello. My name is Janice Fowler, and I just want to say happy 95th anniversary to the Meridian Hill Baptist Church. I joined Meridian Hill in 1987, and I was baptized by Reverend McIntyre at the time.
The highlight of my work in the church or at Meridian as far as heading committees or being on different things was when I had the opportunity to be the chairperson for Pastor Cage's his installation banquet, which was really sort of a grand affair for our church, and our second pastor that we had at the church in the whole 90 plus years.
I think my fondest memory was when Reverend Carter and Pastor Cage was at the church together. Those was my most memorable moments when Pastor Cage and Reverend Carter were both at the church together. Enjoyed a whole lot of spiritual growth. And the power that was going forth at that time was most powerful for me and enabled me to grow a lot spiritually. Those was my most memorable times as far as being up on 16th Street.
My favorite memory is when we purchased the OIC building, and at the corner of Park and 16th, the 50,000 square foot building. It was a tremendous purchase and a tremendous blessing. Probably that's probably other than the baptizing of all my children, that's been probably the most dearest to me in baptizing my children.
My most memorable moment was in 1989 when Pastor Cage joined the church and he had a Bible study class. The reason that's so memorable is because at the time I wanted to go back to school after my military, after joining the military, and so I was discharged and came home. So I wanted to go back to school. So I asked my husband if I could go back, and he said he wasn't ready for me to go back at that time. So Pastor Cage started the Bible study class, and it was such a relief because I felt like I was back in school. He would give like lessons, we would have to do homework, answer questions. It was just an exciting moment for me during that time.
My favorite memory of the church is the preaching. That was, I liked it. Reverend McIntyre preached back then. That was a real favorite. When we moved from Calorama Road to 16th Street, everybody was walking. And Reverend John and Reverend McIntyre was in a limousine, a Cadillac limousine. And that time I had a little Toyota Corolla. And the limousine broke down. And they was waiting on Pastor McIntyre and Pastor John. And when I pulled up in the little Toyota, they was wondering where was Pastor McIntyre, and he got out, and everybody was so surprised to see not a limousine. The limousine was on the side of the road.
One of my fondest memories was the Ma'afa. God let ordinary people do an extraordinary job on the history of our people. And I was so proud to be a part of it, to actually live in our history's moments. Thank you, Pastor Cage, for assigning that to me. It was awesome. It was a powerful, awesome reenactment of our history.
My favorite Meridian Hill memory was when I was young, like I said, because I've been there since I was 16. And I always used to love to come to church when it was Easter Sunday morning. And we have Easter sunrise service at 5 o'clock in the morning. I loved it.
One of my favorite memories about church, ironically, is, down there in the old church from the same place, coming from Sunday school and sneaking out after Sunday school, going around the corner with the other kids and eating in this diner, sitting up there like adults. That was just something that we thought was so funny. But we always made it back before the call to worship. I don't even know if the adults knew that we were sneaking around the corner the way we did every Sunday, but we did, now you know. But that's one of the fondest memories that I have as a child.
This church has really been the center of my life. I enjoy being here. I love all the people here. And of course, I have my little group, which I call my ride and die group, which is the seniors.
The preaching, the teaching, the discipleship, the Sunday morning teaching hour, the Sabbath, all of that has made me who I am now. It has grown me spiritually. It has taught me how to walk in the love of God, to live in the love of God, and to give of the love of God. I thank Meridian Hill for everything that they have taught me and everything they have done for me.
I adore the people at Meridian Hill. I fell in love with the people then, with Reverend McIntyre and Sister McIntyre, how church carried on. I was able to be vocal. And when his tenure was over and Pastor Cage came, it just opened up a new world of education, of learning, of understanding what it meant to be a Christian, how to be a disciple. I love the people, and I just enjoy the fellowship. And
you know, it is certainly what I've learned here over the years now, I guess 30 plus. It's established the foundation that I have in my life, my spirituality, you know, the seeds that have been sown into me. They've certainly hit fertile ground, and they've grown and they've flourished. And, you know, I choose to live the life that I live and give the way that I give and serve the way that I serve because of everything that I've been taught.
I wouldn't want to be nowhere else other than Meridian Hill Baptist. Is the place that I baptize my children. I raise them, and it's been a blessing to me, and it's been a blessing to the Washington Metropolitan